Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ashes Wednesday. We are back. We did not stream last week, but the last time we streamed, 2 weeks ago, interesting story. Really not that interesting.
Well,
mediumly
let's go.
interesting. Steven had an Echo Greystorm deck that he got. Do you remember who submitted that deck?
All right,
Put you on the spot?
Don't put me on the spot. There, I can't remember. I mean, there's so many people.
That was so long ago.
So
Get
people
outta
floating
here.
around, been in Vegas, trying to remember all those names at the Discord.
Yeah, so anyways, you had that deck, and then we played it, and I at the time I was playing my burn deck with Brennan, and at the end of the stream we made some changes, and we said next time on Dragon Ball Z, we're going to test those changes, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing
That's
today.
effectively what you said. Yeah, it wasn't exactly word for word, but...
I think I literally used that, like, will Goku save the world example.
You said you'll find out if Steven saves the world next time on Dragon Ball Z on
So,
Steven Saves the World or whatever.
The story behind that is that there was an episode of Dragon Ball Z. They always like would preview the next episode, and they'd be like, "Find out if Goku saves the world on," and then they said the name of the
Goku
episode,
Saves the
"Goku
World.
Saves the
Yeah.
World."
Yeah.
And me and my brother were like looking at each other, like, "Did they really just say that?" And it turns out he did save the world. Meantime, I have a new deck. It's Aradel Summergaard.
Is it from Impossible German?
No, it's from Philly Cheese.
Oh, a new Aradel. Okay.
That's right. It's from Philly Cheese. Philly Cheese. And this is notable because I'm doing something that makes me very uncomfortable.
Winning?
I think I won last time, so I'm not that uncomfortable.
Yeah, but you
with
were
it.
very uncomfortable at the time.
No, I'm playing 4 dice colors,
Ugh.
which makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It just, you gotta actually know what you're doing.
that is gross.
I'll never forget. I think it was the Frostback Bear. You spent all your nature dice,
Mm-hmm.
and then realized you couldn't summon a Frostback Bear later.
Yeah,
So you can just do those kind of things, which I don't like doing, especially publicly.
Yeah, this is just gonna be a disaster. You're setting yourself up for failure.
waiting to implode. But if you're unfamiliar with Ashes Reborn, it is the essential 2.0 of a game called Ashes, made by Plaid Hat Games. We partnered with them doing the PDP, player-driven production model, to bring the game back from the dead last year. And now we're in the thick of it. We've been playing various community decks for the past month or two, and that's been so fun for me.
It's so good.
This game is deceptively simple. The depth and nuance in this game is actually incredible, and even more so in the deck building. One of the most unique parts of the game is that you have a first 5, so you get to pick the first 5 cards you start with in your hand. And as you can imagine, that lets you tailor your deck so specifically. Instead of like a sideboard like in Fab where you switch out cards, you can choose which 5 cards from your deck you're actually starting with. But what that also means is even with a finite card pool, and it's a non-collectible quarterly release model that, as compared to like a TCG that releases 200 or 300 cards every 3 or 4 months, it's a slower pace. But even still, the amount of depth in the game and in deck building is so much that like I can't even begin to imagine fully diving into the depths of it. So having community members who are doing that, submitting their decks and sending them over, is such a great way to just enjoy the game. And if you're newish to the game, don't be afraid to head to a deck builder like Ashes.live and just grab a deck and play it. It's so fun.
Yeah, just grab it. So I think I found the deck. I think it's called You're Getting Sleepy from
Your deck?
ZAK.
Oh yeah, Zach. I remember that.
Oh, Zach.
I forget.
Right, yeah, Zach. Okay. Yeah. ZAK, Zach. But this looks different than the one that I'm playing, even before all the changes. This one has Enlightenment, the other one didn't. So maybe I'm playing a newer version. But then I took the ZAK, the Zach deck. He said it wasn't tested. And so we played it against Burn.
Live.
We played it once. Therefore, we were capable of making all the changes in the world.
Yeah, you became a master.
And some of the things we did, I just want to kind of go over it. We'll take a little top down here. And so earlier on, Zach and I said we were going to like post all of the decks that we play on stream and all of that. We said that on both, I think, Fab and Ashes. And I'll be honest with you, that's probably just not going to happen consistently. It's just not. We would love that to happen, but we don't. There's not enough unpaid interns around here.
Yeah, I was gonna say what we need is one of the unpaid interns. It's like every day we get done with the stream, it's like, all right, here's my deck, go post it.
What's up, Shuffle Bus? Hey, good to see you. So I'm gonna lay the deck out.
Want an unpaid internship? Just kidding. I would never do that. Actually, that concept is repulsive to me.
You find it ethically dubious?
Beyond. It's not even dubious. It's just clearly wrong.
Hey, man, somebody's signing up for it. They're signing up for it.
I feel like it's...
Is that how the market's supposed to work?
Not actually. No. there's still laws and legal and obligations.
It
and
can't
stuff.
pay you
like,
$0 an hour.
Even the most capitalistic
What
system
is this
imaginable
socialism garbage?
would never. Anyways,
but training has a value. Training to type on a computer.
What libertarianism / capitalism, this is going off the rails quickly, would say is that a company doing that, assuming that the general population found that ethically dubious, as long as that information was being publicized, should suffer. Now,
nobody cares.
At any point when the incentive for not caring by a consumer is high because they get like good prices, as an example. Say something was manufactured unethically in other countries, et cetera,
or this one.
That a regulatory body such as the government should step in and prevent those kind of things from happening, right? Child labor, et cetera.
Yeah, what a bleeding heart you are, man.
Yeah.
Really
I'm just saying, like, that's how the system's supposed to work. I see it all the time. People being like, "Oh, look, capitalism at work," when something horrible's happening.
Right.
And it's like, I mean, unfettered, strict capital. Like,
here, I've got an idea. Unfettered anything is generally bad.
Always.
Yeah. Fetter all the things.
Fetter it.
Just invest in fetters.
Anyone else want to talk economics? I'm here for it. Let's go.
It's funny the way we've both evolved in various ways in our beliefs, because we have a lot of long car rides, with Gen Con and whatnot, and it's like you want to just dive into something and then.
At 22, yes.
You have a lot of you have a lot of very strong beliefs at 22, and they soften over time. I think
at 32,
that's how that works.
My desire for that is low.
Yeah, conversation.
I just want people to be happy and to get along.
Oh well, yeah. So that's unlikely.
Yes, welcome to the human condition.
I'm missing a card, and I actually don't know what it is anymore.
What do you mean?
What do you want to do about that?
I mean, what do you
want to talk about it?
Tell me, what do you think it is? I can't solve an unidentified problem.
I think it's probably a third shatter pulse.
Charlotte says, I'm finally watching live. Is it usually this deep? I mean, interestingly, first off, welcome, Charlotte. Happy to have you here. If you're the same Charlotte that is on our community app where I text with a bunch of people, shout out to you. Great interaction. So, if you watch it back later, the same content exists. It just is what it is. Sometimes it gets deep. This week has been an interesting week.
You got any questions, Charlotte?
We took a week off, and on Monday I came into Champions just like, I think at the bottom of the energy curve.
Yeah.
And I'm curving up throughout the week.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, because I feel like I definitely could have just like taken you and used you as some sort of mop that day. There was nothing there of structure to work with. Power through. All right, here's what we're gonna do.
You cut power through. You were like, I'm over this card.
I did, but I'm adding 2 back.
We're back in the game.
We're back in the game.
Alex Becker's saying, wow, philosophy some weeks, economics the others. Love it. Next week we'll listen to Zach and Steven explain the meaning of life. I will say, so I went to school originally for computer science and then pivoted into management / finance, which involves economics to a certain extent. But a lot of our most interesting conversations during the 20s of our lives was the fact that Steven had recently gotten a philosophy degree and I had recently gotten a finance degree. Mm-hmm. So we were educated on some things that we weren't in high school.
So we talked about the philosophy of money.
Yeah.
Which is actually, it's terrifying. I will never really understand it. All right, let's take a look. We're not going to make too many changes. So we added, it used to have 3 power throughs and 3 holy relics. We're now on 2 and 2 of those cards. We've added Law of Grace because we generally think that we need a first 5 option against burn. Straight up. I guess let me do this in an actual reasonable order, which I've not achieved already.
I'm just here for the party.
Okay, so let's look at the allies. Here's what we did. I'm going to wrap the allies here. So Echo is all about exhaustion tokens, so you kind of are leaning in various directions, and there's some art cues as well as to how you might want to build this. So we've got Echo, we've got the Sonic Swordsman.
You want to pop our faces in?
Yeah, let's pop it up. I'll never get used to that. Sonic Swordsman is a great unit at giving exhaustion tokens to things and a scary little knight style unit. So expect that to get locked down or otherwise disposed of fairly quickly. But hopefully, 4-life
beef, man.
The 4-life beef is going to keep you around.
For life beef.
Beef for life.
For life.
The Holy Knight is really one of the main engines of the deck. You'll see Holy Knight play this role fairly often because of the ability that it can't be targeted by spells. So it's a little bit safer of a unit, especially if you don't need to rely on things like, what's the cancel card? The one and only.
Golden Veil.
Golden Veil. You don't need to rely on Golden Veil. So Holy Knight can carry your Holy Relics. Isn't that thematic? And then also your Power Throughs. So if you are able to build a big enough Holy Knight, that's a very terrifying unit, especially when you have so much exhaustion in the deck with Echo, where you're actually looking at opening up lanes where you can exhaust your opponent's board down and then swing with Holy Knight for 4 or 6 or however much you can get it up to. We added the 1 Law of Grace because burn is the #1 enemy of exhaustion decks. So I would first 5 this if I'm playing against Brennan or a similar burn style hero. We also added Flute Mage to put a little bit more pressure on our Sonic Swordsman and Holy Knight plays, so we can actually unexhaust those units and potentially swing again. And that's particularly relevant. I think there's another card. I think Chaos Gravity also can unexhaust our units, so we do have a little bit of way to power the engine to keep things attacking. Essence Druid is there to recur our Law of Grace. You can also use it to kind of do a spooky double cast of some things, like you can meditate a Summon Mirror Spirit that's been used off the board, play your Essence Druid to play that Summon Mirror Spirit back into play, so potentially get 2 Mirror Spirits. We're noting Mirror Spirit as our second win condition here. It's going to come in and gain basically attack equal to the number of exhaustion tokens a certain player controls. So if you exhaust their side of the board with 3, 4, 5 exhaustion tokens, it comes in and can do a surprise swing for 5. I was able to do that last time Zach and I played. Then we've got just some general support. We've got Raptor Herders here because I was running into the kind of inability to threaten large boards. And so anything that's going to have a ton of units, I can't exhaust that much. I can exhaust big threats, but a lot of little threats are a problem. So Raptor Herd is going to help us do that. And it being a little unit factory is going to also help us with things like Shatter Pulse. Whenever a unit you control is destroyed, you can destroy something with your opponents. Sympathy Pain is here. You take some damage, you can do some damage back. This is just your classic 1-die reaction spell. Every die type has a few of them, and they're always generally very good. And then finally, our Conjuration tools. Summon Lightbringer is going to bring those Lightbringers in. That's a way to gain exhaustion tokens on your opponent's side of the board. And then Summon Nightshade Swallow. Not terribly hard to imagine what this guy's doing. I think when you kill something, you gain units destroyed, you place an exhaustion token on something. So
those birds.
Yeah, so we're trying to be a little, people call this mid-range. I think Ashes is a mid-range game. I don't think given the first 5 reality and given the fact that there's so many distinct deck archetypes that all work really well, I don't think you can min-max super hard in one direction or another. You have to have things like Law of Grace to answer burn, or you will lose to it. So you play and you adapt, and that's really when the game is at its best.
Yeah. The mid-range comment's actually really interesting because I really feel like you're either a damage or a discard deck, and even discard decks have to be damaging.
Yeah. Exactly.
To a point.
Yeah, and if you're all in on damage, but you're susceptible to mill, discard, defense style stuff, then you're going to lose that too. It's like, finding the balance. Right now, it's really tight on the balance between all these archetypes. I don't feel like one is running away. Like we've seen metas when the owls were around, where it was like lockout mill deck was the thing. Yeah.
I almost think so. Like in a traditional card game, you would have the aggro mid-range combo. What's the other one?
Control. Yeah. The one that we don't want to talk about.
Which you have some up going on in Ashes, but I almost feel like it's like there's very specific archetypes in Ashes. Like there's the beef archetype. You're just playing the beef,
There's beef.
There's the swarm, right? And it's really, really interesting. I think any of those archetypes can be played as aggro or control or whatever.
And it's fascinating too what Nick has consistently said about the design of Ashes, and the goal of that design is that it all really should revolve around the board. Mm-hmm. So like even Burn has to establish small units on the board to use a lot of their abilities,
or they just get dunked on.
Or if you can destroy all those units, like they're not as powerful.
It revolves around the stuff on the table.
Mm-hmm. That's the goal at least. And so whether or not that gets achieved from one release to the next
that's a good question.
The question everyone's trying to answer.
Aradel asking, so I just constructed my first deck and went all divine. What's the potential drawback to only sticking with one die type? So I think Fred gave you a pretty good answer. You have less options in a single color. Every color of die typically has certain strengths. And so you're missing out on the ability to grab cards with other strengths. You do increase your odds of hitting the right dice symbols on those specific dice, though, the more you run. So there's reasons to do both. It's also easier to play up front if you're new. It's way easier to go with a single die type or 2 dice type. 5 and 5 is my favorite spot when you're pretty new. Z Masters wants to know, how hard is it to remember all the rules of the games y'all play? The
All kind of folds together, doesn't it?
The general rules, not that bad. There are nuances, especially when stuff gets weird.
Mulligans.
Mulligans, or like in Champions, they've changed the definition of you several times. And so like...
I think it's pretty intuitive now.
But it can be easy to confuse which iteration you're on, right?
And also, the defense rules in Champions are probably the hardest part right now.
Oh my goodness. The word defense, what did it even mean?
Yeah, and it's right now. It's just you're so used to it not working a certain way, and now that it does, it's like, is this right? Yeah. I can't remember.
And the throwbacks are nice because you learn the rules once and then you're done most of the time.
Yeah, that is nice.
And then games that we play regularly, like playing Ashes once a week at this point, is enough that most of the rules just kind of stick with you. All right, I'm running an Aradel deck. I'm gonna figure out how it works as I go.
Yeah, I like that.
That's how I roll.
That's a nice system. Okay, now my question is, what do I really want to pressure on the opening? You're Aradel, so you're going to be, destroying units. Those 2 health units are going to be a little bit more suspect.
Yep, because of her ability.
Her ability. Then also your nature die, right? So like you're going to be able to ping 1 health units pretty easily.
Need the beef.
So we maybe go a little beef heavy.
Which actually... I had 4 options for my last slot.
Yeah, see, this is where, I look at, should I bring Flute Mage in here? This is a 1-2 unit. Against Aradel, this is not what I want to start with. Yeah, I really don't ever want to see that.
I basically traded 1 die for your 2 dice.
Yeah. We would say that is the wrong thing to do.
The other thing, Z Masters, that's kind of interesting is, if you play... I mean, at this point, we're playing 16 plus hours a week. Look at that. Giant Aradel.
I think Pop
there
Steve.
It is. Yeah. The system is down. That's the Steve Horvath promo.
That's the Steve Horvath edition. Pop.
That's an inside joke. I'm gonna clue you guys in. So Steve is an old friend. At this point, head of he's an Asmodee, right?
He worked up the ranks VP. Of Asmodee. Yeah, now he's the senior VP of senior development or whatever that corporate stuff goes.
Yeah. Anyways, at some point early on in X-Wing's history, they had these oversized pilot cards that he just couldn't get over how much people didn't like. So then
he loved them.
Forever, I've referenced those as the Horvath edition. Large stuff. We always all do.
I feel like there was a conversation even that was
I think we talked.
Here's what we're gonna do: giant pilot cards, and it's like,
yeah. Now that's great. Miniatures game. You put your stat stuff on it, you can see it from across the table or from across the...
Can't find a sleeve for it,
The football field.
He doesn't pass the football field test. Can you see it from one end zone to the next?
I'll hold it up.
Is that a 3 pilot skill?
Yeah.
Can we go bigger? Fire up the press.
I'm saying the large Aradel does 4 damage instead of 2 damage.
That's right. You just takes up your whole board. You can't even play units. It's just the final form of Aradel.
Also, if you want a good laugh, search our YouTube channel for Focus Token Plus. It gets me every time.
It's so funny. Yeah, and we looked quite a bit different back then too.
Yeah, still funny.
Still funny. The humor's the same. The bodies are different.
Yeah, and the charm.
That's when you're like, I don't know. I feel like I'm about as young as I ever was. And then you watch those videos and you're like, nope.
Yeah, I'm not.
Nope, not at all.
Shell of my... No, I'm not a shell.
I look so, innocent, happy, and unkempt. Those all go together, don't they?
Yeah, and you can see the struggle underneath.
The low-key terror. Okay, you ready to do this thing?
Alex Becker says, I actually recently watched the bloopers version of it. Now, man, I'm still laughing. Yeah, it was very funny. I pull that at a holiday party sometimes.
I just picked up my hand and I was like, man, I just drew all my spells. And I realized it was the first 5.
Man, I got basics for days. 5.
You can really assess somebody about how they roll dice. I got 3.
Looks like I get to choose.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer, really.
You're going to go first.
Okay. For that reason.
I know we're all surprised.
All right, we got a snake though. Alex, you figured out Lexi yet? I think we did. Zach and I feel like we figured it out.
Yep. Don't play her.
we actually
got him.
I mean, I think that is going to happen more than it's not.
Yeah, and I think there's a way to play her in sealed, particularly draft.
But we kind of touched on it in the Discord today.
I might test it this weekend.
We were like, the sealed pull for Lexi actually probably looks different than we thought it would.
Yeah.
It actually...
Don't play the arrows.
Similar to my Azalea deck, the less Ranger cards I can play, the better off.
Yeah, weird.
Okay, let's do this thing. I'm going first. Let's threaten the board.
Alex says, yep, solved her. Best hero, easy to play, can't lose.
Why don't we do... You know, it's a great question. It's the beef question always, isn't it?
I like... Look, what is going on with our screen?
I believe we may be having some Premiere Pro errors. If I...
Hang tight with us. Look at this. This is just next level of production. Well, you know what? I think it's Charlotte. Finally tunes in live, and then getting the royal treatment here.
Apparently, we recently updated all of our Adobe programs, so it's chaos.
I don't trust Adobe further than I can throw 1,000 pounds.
Which is to say, it cannot even be picked up. To even just try maybe a centimeter or an inch, you know. Okay, hey, did we decide that hero abilities are spells for the context of Holy Night, or is that wrong now?
Say that again?
Are these spells?
No. Spells are the spells that are actions and spells on the table, you know?
That's crazy. You can just wreck my Holy Night with 2 dice?
Well, I need 2 side actions, but sure.
Wow. That's not good for me at all.
That's a good value. Welcome to Aradel.
Hold on, I got to side out different.
Charlotte, that Holy Night was a whole vibe. Yeah, it got dark all of a sudden, and there we were.
Okay, I'm changing everything.
What up, Brian? Saying, how's it going, everyone? Just joined. Welcome. Bernardo, is it my monitor? Those charm dice look orange. They look pink on my table. I don't know. Is the color off? Aradel looks normal up there. I don't know.
Alex, I think you might be playing with some bad people out there wherever you're. I know that you finished well as well, so that maybe.
Well, pre-release is also a whole thing, right?
Indicative.
So I went to 2 pre-releases, and
just kidding.
Depends on the size of the event, right? But my first, it depends. I had a.
What does this
even in round 3, sometimes it's like there are people who haven't lost who are still very new and or new to this set. So
I was one of those people.
I don't know. I don't put a lot of stock in the sealed rankings at pre-releases.
All right, this is a big commitment, and I'm scared to make it.
So scared you put it back in your hand.
That's right. Let's dirtle a little bit. I'm gonna play the Summon Nightshade Swallow there.
All right, great. What's it cost?
It's not important, yeah.
All right, let's play Summon Salamander Monk. Then we're gonna meditate. I'm gonna meditate to a horse. And let me look through here.
You just can't stay away from those salamander monks, can you?
Never. I'm gonna meditate to a snake.
So I can see exactly what you're planning here.
Ish.
It's like a strange Lucky Charms brew of snakes, horses, and frogs.
Meditate to a goat.
Clovers and blue moons.
Look at that. And you know what? Let's meditate to a frog. Hey, I'll tell you what. I'm really excited. Last year, I have an annual tradition. You're going to think this is so in character, I think. I have an annual tradition.
It's
once
about
a year.
Tiffany lamps?
No, but I do love Tiffany lamps.
You love them.
Can you imagine a nice little Tiffany lamp?
I mean, they are lovable. In fact, we should probably have one.
It just seems... You know what would be cool? If we got a custom one? With like the logo.
With our
and
logo, like stained glass in
Oh,
there.
that'd be so cool. Anyways, that's beside the point. The point is, every October, I get 1 box of Count Chocula. I love cereal and I love Count Chocula.
Man, I love cereal too. It's so good.
I love cereal.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's just so like satisfying every time.
I never feel awful about it either. So last year though, couldn't find it. COVID was the whole thing. I don't even know what happened. But then I got home from our trip and my wife saw a box of it, bought it, boom, at the house. I'm waiting until October to be able to open it. And I'm excited.
Open. That's great. Are you a one-a-day kind of person, or is it like special occasions, like once a week after, Saturday night?
Usually as the mood strikes me. I just have that one box, though.
Have a bowl of Count Chocula, a glass of vodka, and go to bed.
But it was pre-packaged with one other box.
Was it Lucky Charms?
No, it's like one of the other Halloween themes. Like a blueberry or like something like that.
Captain Crunch all berries, but spooky.
I don't know, but I am very excited about the Count Chocula.
Okay. Well, pass on the one you don't want, man. And eat some cereal.
You'll be around on Saturday, right? It'll be October.
Yeah. I will. Yep. Can you hand me your discard pile?
This one?
Yeah, just curious. This is asking the real questions from John here. What did Aradel discard? These are good questions to be asking. Sympathy Pain. So we could have seen Zach meditate up to a snake because he has a Sympathy Pain in hand. So after I damage a Phoenixborn, I should be prepared to take some damage.
That's a snake or a horse. That could be either or.
It could be either or, so it's likely. Choke, exhaust, and unexhausted Phoenixborn an opponent controls. That would be me, this one. Deal damage to that Phoenixborn. So that's bad for me. Echo's a really strong ability there. Redirect, deal damage to Phoenixborn. You got to control units, and then you send it to the unit. So these are all just the best cards, is what you're playing. I understand now.
Honestly, I posted in our Discord channel. If you're not hanging out there, you should. This morning, I was like, hey, anyone got decks they want to see us play?
This is crazy.
Aradel is low-key one of my favorites.
This is like a control. Like you just have so many good tools here. Yeah, it's a tool. It's the tool belt. You've got the tool belt.
I didn't even look at the cards in the deck until I was building.
So you're gonna redirect.
I just saw Aradel and I said I'm going with it.
Prepared to redirect damage to units. You can exhaust my Phoenixborn. These are all great tools. You can do 2 when something's destroyed. So yeah, you're punishing me for attacking.
Punishing you for doing good things. Aaron's saying, LOL, I do the same thing with Count Chocula. I only allow myself one box. Complete garbage nutritionally, but oh so good.
That's great.
That's why I do it. It's like, I know this is not what I should be doing to myself.
And yet.
But it's good for the soul, you know?
Yeah, there's not enough to be said about that. The soul.
John's saying Philly Cheese builds really good decks, apparently.
Oh.
Plus, he got a cool name. It's also not... It's fully almost... It's like Cheese. You know it's not actually cheese. It's EAZ.
Oh.
You know?
Is that the last name, maybe?
I don't know.
Maybe it's Philly Chaz.
That would be funny.
It's just a coincidence. It's just my last name.
Philly Chaz. If I was named Charlie and I was from Philadelphia, that's actually a great nickname. Oh, it's all Philly Chaz.
Okay, so with that Salamander Monk, I like that. I'm gonna throw Lightbringer out. Summon Lightbringer there.
Yeah. So if you summon a big thing, I summon a monk, you summon the Lightbringer, now I have to attack with the monk. Then I can't block with a monk spirit against your big thing.
Well, really, it's more about if you summon the monk right now, I just want to exhaust it instead of having to deal with it. So I just make it attack for 1, and then the end. Now you could redirect into it and stuff, and that's fine, but just rather than you getting the all the tricks you want, and then we flip over, and then you frog out if you want, you know? I don't think I need to meditate at all. Good question.
All right, let's.
Oh yeah, we got
prepared.
This is slightly different than Zach's for the same drink. I'm not telling you shit it is though.
Okay, I'll be right back. You entertain me. I gotta take out my Invisalign.
For anybody who's not been following along,
we're almost done.
So we've got, and we talk about this fairly often on stream, but it's a hard thing to talk about because there's a lot of pitfalls in the manifestation of the project, which is that we're building our own retail store from scratch, from the foundation up, buying land and doing the whole thing here in town. And that process is ongoing.
And difficult.
And difficult, and currently in the civil engineering phase, if that gives you an idea of what we're talking about. And we're amped about it, but one of the things we're going to do a small kind of cocktail program at the store. And so we are working through various recipes and approaches and techniques to figure out the perfect menu to offer once we open.
And
did you take your teeth out?
Yes, I've been going through Invisalign this whole year,
Mm-hmm.
So I had to take those out before I get my drink. We're almost done with that process too, which I'm very excited about. Yeah. Turns out brushing your teeth 4 or 5 times a day is exhausting.
You feel like you're more aligned than ever?
My teeth? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes things taste different too. You get more taste going. What?
Your chakras though are not. Are they more aligned? Would you say?
Chakras?
Chakras?
Oh yes. Fully. From heaven to earth.
Wow, you're very much more aware of that than I thought you would be. Nailed it.
I have a good friend who educated me on that.
Oh right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A very enlightening series of events.
It's your play.
Well, I'm just gonna give you a little peek.
Throw the ball around the infield.
I'm gonna play a summon Frostback Bear.
Okay. Oh, and you're bailing a frog out on that? Why not use the leaf?
You can't to play it.
Oh right.
Okay. It's a summon. You can use a leaf, but
okay. At this point, then I'm willing to go in here. No, you don't. You don't. I'm gonna dirtle somewhere. Summon that mirror spirit.
If I've learned anything about Ashes, it's that one of two things happens on turn 1. You either immediately put something out your opponent has to deal with, or you dirtle.
Yeah, I think this is a dirtle situation for both of us.
This past, it wasn't this last week because we were out of town. The week before, I played in the Winston and Ashes League that we do on Discord, and it was my first time ever. I was playing against the Birds deck.
The old Birds deck?
Well, it's a new version of the old
It's just
Birds.
a lot of birds.
It's the birds and exhausting you and like trying to deck you and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a brief moment where I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose to these birds. Right? Then I was like, nah, I'm going to try to wiggle my way out of this. And
you wiggled.
I barely was able to, but it was actually a really good game.
How did you wiggle? What was the secret?
You stop meditating. So cards are precious in that match. It reminds me
of
of
the old Kentucky matchup. Huh?
Yeah. So you just have to play with what you've got because they're not doing that much.
Yeah.
So if you just can maneuver with whatever's on the table, you can do okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you value certain things like spinning dice to destroy units that can get rid of cards is better than destroying units that let you do more damage. Because like a half good turn that you get an extra turn instead of like one decent turn. Because sometimes they have cards that just make your turn, like the redirect.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I just wasted my time. But I just need to, yeah. Anyways, you get it.
You've got to play smart.
We got to play smart.
You got to know what's going on, what their game plan is, really. You don't want to play into their plans. That's their number one rule of card games.
Let's play a Summon Gilder.
Just all the hits, really.
Yeah. Just living the dream here.
Well, I sure don't want to put anything out, really.
Stasis. We could just keep not playing things. That could be fun.
Yeah, it could be. All right, here comes the Sonic Swordsman.
We have the beef. Let me see this thing.
Beef is here.
Okay. Okie dokie. Let me read my units.
Units? Oh, your conjurations there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will summon my good old friend, Mr. Salamander Monk, which I have to find.
The Monk. You don't have the Monk? It's in the other deck,
It might
huh?
be in my Brennan deck.
It's definitely in the Brennan deck. You run nothing but Salamander Monks in there, as far as I can tell.
Luckily for both of us, my
And that-
Salamander Monk deck is not on the facility on the premises.
And that Salamander Ghost.
Let's see. Were there Salamander Monks in the upgrade kit? Or did they stay the same? Do we know?
I feel like they were in there, but it's a feeling only.
I think I might have spares. Hold on.
Chances of you having redirect is like 100% also. Is that fair to say?
I would say the odds aren't awful.
But I don't know, it's kind of a weird first fiver.
Be right back. Not if I'm expecting the beef.
I'll just look at him. No, I don't think... So this is where it's probably helpful for me to actually look at these dice. So we've got 2 dice committed here. We've got 1 die committed there. So we've got Bear, Gilder, Aradel ability. That takes care of those 3 nature dice. And then we got 1 basic floating. So we got 4 dice left that we have to deal with. We saw a meditation into a goat. And we've got 2 cards. So one of those cards is probably goat-ish. And that tells me it might be like a Grave Knight situation or something like that. Like some big, beefy, weird unit. And then we've got 2 other dice. And we know we went up to Snake, but we haven't seen any Snake-based conjurations. So that makes me think either we're holding a Golden Veil for a big unit, or we've got a reaction that takes the Snake, such as a Sympathy Pain. Would be a good example of that kind of a card. So I'm gonna guess like Sympathy Pain, Grave Knight. I need to see the Grave Knight dice.
What's the stat line on a monk?
Like 1/1/1.
Is it 1/1/1?
Yeah, it's like nothing. And then the ghost is like 1/1 can't attack.
Because we're about to be in Proxy Town.
Really? Did you leave your deck at home?
It's because I played it with it in the league, because that was the last deck I
Oh
had.
my gosh. Wait, I might have one. I've got some cards here.
Really?
Yeah.
Si
se puede.
se puede.
Monk up. I'll probably have it in here.
If you miraculously have the monk, I'm going to be very pleased.
You want Gilders? You got Gilders?
I have Gilders. They remind me of any deck. Salamander's 1/1/0 technically. Welcome to Real Life Ashes. Show up to your friend's house. Didn't quite have all the cards you needed, and here we are.
That's right. No Salamander Monks to speak of.
Anyone have a good proxy idea? I'm sure there's a 1/1/0 out there I can use. One of those birds.
I want to know what beef... You have 1 big ally in your hand, for sure, and I want to know what it is. That's the unknown.
And I wants to know.
Yeah, it can't be a Grave Knight because you don't have Divine. But what other big goat units are there?
There it is, Miss Spirit. It'll be a good filler.
Is it a Blood Archer?
No.
No. I know there wouldn't be a competitive Ashes deck without some kind of beef on the table.
Especially one that I'm about to play.
Yeah.
You know me too well.
Yep.
Or maybe this is all a ruse.
I think I... See, what's interesting is, like, if you're going to use Aradel and Bear and Gilders, then you can't...
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. To all of you.
Cheers.
Cheers. To Ashes.
Cheers. Thanks for the drink.
Cheers. Just kidding. One day I'll do that.
What is that? Hold on.
Taste the orange coming through for sure. It has the profile of a sidecar
Okay.
as an idea, you know.
The way it looks or it tastes?
The way it tastes. Yeah.
It's
It's not unlike what we had last time.
kind
It's
of
kind of
liquor is it?
Fitzgeraldy. If you can't taste it, it's usually brandy.
Is it brandy?
Yeah, if you don't know what it is. Yeah.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what that is, but it tastes good.
Yeah.
It's got some nice citrus in it. Also, ours are different somehow.
Are we just going to have to organize our collections right now?
No, because I don't have it all here.
Here's your Mist Spirit. Is that what you're looking for?
I'm using those as my monk spirit.
Yeah.
Now I need a monk so we can tell the difference.
Well, they're the same thing, really, for the purposes of...
I'll go Shadow first.
But that's a 2/1.
I know.
Ugh. Can't you just flip them card backs?
Flip them?
One of them can be a card back. All right, the Mist Spirit and then the Ghost will be the card back?
Yeah.
Or you can just turn it sideways or something?
Sure. Or upside down.
Okay, 1/1/0.
Mm-hmm. We have the beef. Man, I can't place that at all. Must be something I'm unfamiliar with.
All right, let's do a little Lightbringer.
Uh-huh.
Let's stick with the plan here. Thank you, Charlotte, also for the sleeves. Appreciate that.
Commenting on the quality of your sleeves.
Yeah. Tag next turn if you can.
I mean, I can.
You can, unless you kill it with a side action. Just putting it out there.
No. No, thank you.
That's Poke Phantom. What's up? Nisei is great, man. Anything that's Netrunner is just great. I'm doing this backwards from how I usually do this.
I've infected you.
Yeah, I like that a lot better.
All right.
It makes it look more aggressive.
I'm going to frog your Lightbringer,
Frogged.
and then I will attack Echo with the Mist Spirit.
You got me.
Actually, no, I'll attack here. Sorry. That's smart play. Smart money. No whammies. Swing at your swordsman. Waste your block.
I don't exhaust a counter if that's of any
That's
import
totally
to you.
fine for me.
You got 2 cards in hand. You got a Hammer Knight, maybe. Yeah, I'll block with Echo.
All right. 1 damage. Queued up. Over to you.
Okay, let's see. A winning play here. Winning play. Two die for 1 die. You don't want that at all. But that's kind of the Aradel problem, isn't it? Kind of the Aradel problem. And I think that's what we might have to do. Any other clever things? Maybe throw up to a lion and then swing in for 4. That seems like a losing play, if I've ever seen one in my life.
Pokephantom says, I just bought a Nisei. How much of a hole did I just dig myself into, chat? Nisei is great. Netrunner is great.
I think I said literally the exact same thing.
Nisei
is great, Netrunner is great.
Yeah.
I literally think I just said that.
It's so good. You can't go wrong. I mean, that's not that much money to have such an incredible game on your show.
Nightshade, here we go.
We do that. This game gets you. Like, you're just so focused. It's crazy. What's that thing do?
Destroyed, place an exhaustion token on something. You can Aradel to your heart's content.
Yeah, but then you double exhaust my dude.
That's right.
It's not fun. I'm just here, so don't get fined. Let's summon a Gilder. One of my favorite units in all of the game. Look at that thing. He's just over there painting.
He's making. You want to do some damage to something, or
No, I'm good.
really? You don't want to deal the damage to anything with that ability.
Oh yeah, I will definitely do damage with that ability. I'll do 1 to the swordsman.
Well, we can potentially.
Really?
Aradel in the way, redirect to the Mist Spirit. That's pretty good.
That's a play.
Put a thing in there.
Also, I should have spent this on the salamander monk.
Maybe that's okay. You dice, are you clear? You clean? You spent one froggy. Froggy ability.
I hit with the frog. I summoned a salamander monk. I summoned a gilder.
You put one in the bear and one in the gilder summon spell.
There.
Yep.
We're clean.
You got some big dice over there. Big reputation.
I've been re-listening to the Taylor Swift catalog.
That's good.
1999 was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was the album.
Also, Red, still underappreciated.
Mm-hmm.
That was her mostly not country, but not quite pop phase.
Yeah. I feel like we're on the... There's a lot of different ways for you to do a lot of damage to this thing, so... Turn 2 is really where I need to be rocking it.
1, 2, 3, 4, and I pinged you 5.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 5. Jason.
Two cards in hand.
We're about to go to Value Town.
It's kind of weird not really seeing...
Salamander Monk doesn't recur forever, so the first time you defeat it, it becomes a spirit, and then after that, it goes away if it gets destroyed again.
Both Sympathy, Pain, and Redirect are pretty bad. They're not terrible, but they're pretty bad. What's up?
I'm just looking. I'm seeing if any cards get gigantic again.
Okay, Aradel blocks. One to the thing. Make the thing bad. Etc. Yeah? Yeah. Destroyed. That's definitely not where I want to be. Then it goes to your turn. Those reaction speeds, that's where you gotta watch out. It's the reaction speed. Let's swing at the Gulder. Let's just see what this deck's up to. I don't feel like playing once a week I'm ever gonna get good enough.
Luckily, I'm also playing. I guess I'm playing twice a week. 100% more playing.
That's 100% better.
No, I need to make up for my lack of goodness at this game. Yeah. I'll get destroyed.
You want to read the Sonic Swordsman before you do that? Does that matter?
Put an exhaustion thing somewhere, right?
Miss Spirit, yeah. Or Salamander Monk.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And I get to place a status token on something.
No, what could that mean?
Don't worry about it.
I hate not knowing. And then the side action is not necessary or desired.
All right, mine. I'm gonna play Fester.
Did I destroy this?
Blow up that Sonic Swordsman. Yeah.
With a wound token?
Anything with a wound.
See, aren't you glad I got value out of it first?
Yes. I just had to get rid of it before you do your move all the exhaustion around and get more value, you know. Then side action.
What could you be doing with 4 dice? That's got to be beef and a half. Or you're planning on an Aradel Blast and then a 3 beefer. I don't know. Those are weird dice for a 3 beef. It probably is the Charm Knight. I don't know who that is, though. Your rearrangement of the dice abacus has made me question everything. That dice is for the bear.
Let's pass.
The dice for the pass your side or me?
Side. I played him Fester's my man.
Yeah.
Nathan Hutner, the dreaded double exhausted monk spirit.
Yeah,
It's just for the mirror spirit. That's why you're loading them up.
That's right.
John says he was so worried you weren't going to swing with Sonic Swordsman there.
John, I got value in my bones.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to worry about value.
All value bones.
I don't have long-term winning strategy in my bones, but I can make the one value play absent every other consideration.
It's true. You and Wainwright are value players.
Let's. This is weird, but it's kind of like the only main action that matters for me. So let's side action Echo. Place a temporary there. It won't matter. Summon the Mist Spirit, so it has 3 status coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Or the mirror, rather. My thinking here is that, like, if you Aradel it, you deny yourself the bear, and, like, that's a fine thing for me, honestly. I don't know if it's right, but it's fine. And again, it's the only thing I could do, so. Over to you. Oh, wait. For each... Yeah, okay.
Let's Aradel the Mirror Spirit.
You did it.
And then let's play a Summon Mindfog Owl.
Ooh. It's just a lot of shenanigans here, okay? Interesting. So you're left with Summoning the Owl.
Larry King.
You have no other options here. Suppose you could up that into an ally recursion and then just have it in hand. Okay. Summoning the Owl. Would you look at that? Okay, in that case, let's swing an Aradel for 1 with the Nightshade.
You got it. Summon an owl. Mindfog Owl for those at home trying to pump the card.
And then Chaos Gravity. So, place an exhaustion token on a target unit. Remove 1 exhaustion token from 1 unit to another. So I'll place here, controlled by the same player, and then remove an exhaustion.
Nailed it.
Absolute chaos.
Pass.
Okay, and then let's do 1 more to Aradel.
Boop. Let's go and meditate.
Oh, wait, I technically don't do this yet. I do the Chaos Gravity, then it goes back to you.
Yeah, pass.
Meditate and pass? Okay, and then I'll do 1.
Got it.
And we're done.
All right, fair turn.
Yeah, fair turn. I tell you that Mirror Spirit's not going to see a lot of great play, given that it's just going to be blasted, literally 2 for 1 every time.
Not exactly what you're looking for. I'm switching out this. I have a proxy in here.
I'm finding that this Echo deck, as great as it seems in theory, has some vulnerabilities. Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's some answers to it. Ooh, look at those frogs.
Well, maybe only answers.
Only answers. That's funny.
It's the kind of look. I rolled 1 basic like a boss. That's how you win at Ashes, right?
Michael Jordan of Ashes.
All right, so now your shenanigans are in play fully. What's up, Frank? Yeah, that's cool. I heard, what's that famous Tay-Tay song? My eyes first saw you in a
Trouble?
That's right. Yeah. I
And
heard that
You're
on
Trouble?
a movie the other day.
Yeah. It's the one artist I could have probably solved that puzzle for.
That and the Beatles?
Yeah, that's true. Probably could have gotten there with the Beatles. All right. What is important here?
Great question.
Battlefield of 8. Crazy.
Yeah, but are you? I mean, yeah. Like, is that gonna happen?
It could. It very well could.
Very well could.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. I'm gonna summon a Frostback Bear with a leaf and a basic.
Bear up.
Da bears. And then no side action.
You doing Color Nightshade Swaller? Swaller?
You can keep it.
Bear, huh?
Da bears.
Uh-huh. Well. Willikers.
Would you look at that? Brian thinks you were trying to sing Romeo and Juliet.
That's right, I was. Romeo, to be alone. Yeah, that's it.
That was the song you were saying?
Yeah, I think so.
What about that song? Why were we talking about it?
I heard it on a movie. That's it.
That is definitely a movie song.
Yeah.
What movie?
It was some rom-com that Shannon was watching.
This
Like one
weekend?
of those off-brand Netflix ones. It's like a $500 budget.
And they spent all of it on that Taylor
It's like
Swift
here's
song.
a 22-year-old that's easy enough to look at. Basically the whole idea.
Is that 22-year-old is easy enough to look at?
Yeah. And that's the whole game.
That's actually
man.
a category of movie. Yeah.
That's the whole game. All right, let's go Nightshade Swallow number 2.
What up, Smokeopotamus? This is Ash's Reborn. Great screen name, really.
What up, Smokeopotamus?
We're at that stage in the internet where like people's screen names have mostly become their names, but some people truly do have great names still. And yours is one of them, Smokeopotamus. 420. Smokeopotamus 420.
Yeah, smoking, I'm sure.
Tobacco?
Chimneys. It's a chimney sweep.
Chim
Yeah,
chimney,
tobacco,
chim
that's right.
chimney, chim chim.
All right, another Nightshade Swallow there.
You ever
so-
seen Mary Poppins?
Oh, come on.
Did you see the new one? Ironically related because it got Emily Blunt in it.
No, I haven't seen the new one. I don't watch new things. I don't like that.
Of course.
Just generally,
You're one of those people.
generally opposed to newness.
Yeah, Smokeopotamus saying it's been this for over 15 years now.
All right.
Far out.
See how I started when you were 12? I hope not. A lot of studies.
A lot of what have yous.
What's up, Smokeopotamus? Sounds like a line from who was that weird guy that did some really weird movies back in when we were like kind of growing up? Had an MTV show as well.
Quentin Tarantino?
No, and then just dropped off the face of the earth. Really strange looking guy. It's like a green or something green. There was I think it was a coming of
his
age
name?
road trip
Hold on.
style movie that happened.
Crossroads?
He was a strange looking guy.
Did you ever see Crossroads? Starring Britney Spears?
No.
Great movie.
Al?
Like, actually, hey, if you ever need something that's like comically bad, watch that movie.
Tom Green.
Mm.
Tom Green.
Tom Green show. I remember that.
I rarely need something that's
This is the
comically
Tom
bad.
Green show?
Yeah.
Is that what you're
Where'd
saying?
that guy end up? Strange. Anyway, What's Up, Smokeopotamus sounds like something from one of his movies.
So it's back there in my brain like Space Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I needed to be paying attention, but here we are. So when those get destroyed, you get to place exhaustion.
That's right.
This deck is exhausting.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. I'm trying to put enough 2 life units on the board that eventually
All right.
you'll just have to use Aradel on all of them.
Well, dude, I'll call your bluff.
Okay.
Let's summon a Mind Fog Owl.
Called.
And that's going to cost me a heart, a star, and a rainbow. And
Just a heart? You're just using all the
I got to
basic,
spend a basic. I just got to think about it.
What are these owls? Is that your win condition?
Let's go here. Then I'll meditate for 1.
Yeah, you're trying to get all of them, a lot of them in there. A lot of frogs. Okay, I get it. You just have a lot of frogs. That's a decent amount.
TSO guy says Tom Green is not a front of the brain kind of guy.
Yeah. I think we kind of knew that going in, didn't we?
Now the only thing I can think about is Count Dracula. I'm going to be honest.
It's reasonable.
That's at the front of my brain.
Very reasonable. I think that Mist Spirit's about to get exhausted here.
You mean my Salamander Monk?
Yep. Yep. That's right. Or, let's go Holy Knight here. Holy Knight's crazy. So, actually, that's not it at all, because then your Aradel Gilder is just like, blows it up.
My man, he can see it now.
You just have damage on the board. That's what you do. You just have damage. And whatever I play, you can kill.
You know.
That's crazy.
I like that plan.
What am I supposed to do about that?
It's like a indirect burn deck.
What am I
I
supposed
just
to
burn
do?
your units, you see. If you want, we could just spend the next hour drinking our drinks and chatting about life.
Aradel's pretty good, man. Okay, so... Ugh. Put another Salamander Monk in there. And then you swing with a lot of stuff, and the owls are supposed to...
Well, you can't block the owl unless you're blocking everything else.
Yeah.
He can't be blocked by things with only 1 attack.
Right, we've seen this trick before.
So if they attack together, you can't block right now.
Yeah. This clever trick. So what do we do? What do we do? I feel like we need more... We need more capabilities here. And so then you're 2 dice into killing a Holy Knight that I play for 3. Every exchange here is losing me a die. And not a single exchange is not losing me a die.
Apparently they call this the Foggy Bear.
It's a common template.
They're a good duo.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Chronicles of Narnia, honestly. I feel like that's what's happening here.
What's this little sympathy die do?
You can draw a card, and then you can either put a card on top of your deck, bottom of your deck, or none of the above.
You just draw a card then.
Yeah, I mean, some people would want to like put late game cards on the bottom, or put an ally on top so they can meditate it and have a ceremonial die to get it back.
All right, let's go side action here and do that.
If they really wanted it for some reason.
So we can find an answer here.
There will be an answer.
Let's put this one on the bottom. Actually, it's Outlaw of Grace. Not really what I'm looking for here.
There it is. Put it right on the bottom.
You love to see it.
You really do.
Main action, main action, main action. Okay. So this is a plan, but this plan doesn't work.
Charlotte says, now you know why Aradel says I'm sorry on her flavor text of the altar.
This play just went out the window, man.
Her flavor text on this version says, "Begone, interloper. This is where your trespass ends." That alt art, can we pull that alt art Aradel out? Anyone participate in the current season of the league who plays at least 8 of 12 games will get this, along with, I think it's Noah Red Moon.
And if you're interested in that, you can't join.
You're out.
So...
But you can join now to be a part of the next league, which I think starts in December. And the alt arts are at least this good.
Okay, I'll play your game.
Let's party.
Let's put some holy relics on this Nightshade Swallow.
Okay. All right. Just picturing that bird carrying that sword.
I know, right? It's like, what? Wow, this bird's crazy. It's a 3/4 now. It's basically a knight. Sometimes you've got to adapt.
That's a real bird, dude. It's a real bird. I don't even know anymore.
It's a big bird,
It's
man.
an awkward play.
It's a big bird. Yeah, it's very awkward from my position as well.
It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. Well, you know what? I think we'll just make this board state so convoluted.
I'm just gonna hate it.
Yeah, let's play a raptor herder.
Another thing there. So now we need to also be able to deal with swarms in the deck. So the burn deck is a bad matchup for exhaustion, and the swarm deck is a bad matchup for exhaustion.
Because I have so many things, you see.
So the exhaustion has a good matchup against one big unit deck.
Surely you're playing the card Kneel. So there's a Kneel, I think it's Charm plus Divine. You exhaust all units.
Oh.
And then if you summon a Mirror Spirit, it would be like...
No, that wasn't in the OG deck list.
Bugatti.
Zach led me astray.
ZIK, not ZACH. ZACH will never let you down. Look, you see Kneel up there? It's beautiful. I love this card.
How much is that? How many dice is that?
I think it's 1 heart, 1
angel?
divine.
Are you an angel?
Let's find it.
That wasn't a helpful search at all.
What's it called?
Neil. Yeah, Neil. Go to, do an image search. You trying to print? That's my classic joke about my
All right,
father
Kneel
trying
is
to use
action, an angel, and a heart. Place an exhaustion token on each unexhausted unit.
That is in this deck is just wrong. That's just wrong.
It's literally your color pie over there.
I know.
It's not your deck?
No, it wasn't in the original deck.
That's one of my favorite cards in the game.
Me too. I'm a big fan. Can I have one in my hand currently? Can I swap one and maybe just do a quick proxy?
Well, you don't have any hearts, so that's a problem.
Yeah, that would be an issue there.
But you can imagine if you placed exhaustion on these and then summon a Mirror Spirit at like 12.
Are there any cards that like buff everything? Like +1 to everything and then swing it all? Something?
I don't think there are any gem cards.
I hope not.
Z-Master says, that's a bird? It looks like a banana plant from where I'm sitting. That's so funny. Look at the Nightshade Swallow. That is definitely a bird, but I can see where you would think it's a flower with a banana coming out of it, for sure.
It's probably going to swing at a hatchling.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For 1?
Mm-hmm.
Block it.
You got it.
I don't like that you exhaust me, you see.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my idea of a good time. And now you can block me. So that's a whole thing.
Yeah. It's the armored bird that really has shut down your plans. You're just launching swords at us. You got a lot of body over there.
Yeah, I sure do. This battlefield was made for blocking. I'm going to swing with this here Mist Spirit. I think. Is that right? Nope. It's not. It just sure isn't. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play this. It's a alt
Can you
art.
play another unit?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's an
Yeah,
alt
that's
art.
good. You
Copy
still
of
on the board? Yeah, you're still on the board.
copy of this raptor herder. It's beautiful.
Another raptor herder.
Yeah. So we're also gonna get an alt art copy of this raptor.
Another raptor coming in.
I'll just stack them deep,
Yep.
sell them cheap.
Okay. So the raptor herder seems like a kind of an important thing here. You know, a lot of opportunities there.
Charlotte, the rare banana bird with a sword.
With a sword, yeah. With a sword. Okie dokie. These raptors become 2 attackies.
Mm-hmm.
So you can swing with the boat, basically.
Here comes my Chronicles of Narnia army.
Chronicles of Armia. Is there any die that boosts hit points? Just attack on the lion.
Attack on the lion, minus attack on the snake. Yeah.
And we got 2 blocks up. That's not enough. Not enough blocks. You side action swing for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11?
Your face. It's so funny.
Surely somehow these cards can win a game.
Yeah. It's tough, obviously, me having an on-tap way to kill your Mirror Spirit there. Because
Yeah.
if you could summon a 10 strength Mirror Spirit
It would make it all okay, wouldn't it?
with impunity.
Yeah.
Was this an action? Yeah, you can't do them both. That's tough.
Mm-hmm. Well. So that's interesting, right? If you Gilder Aradel, then that opens up Mirror Spirits. That's kind of interesting to me. And then we can still roll here. So let's put the Holy Knight in. La da da buddy buddy.
I definitely can't allow the Mirror Spirit. So
I agree.
I gotta allow the Holy Knight.
Yeah, I agree.
That's been true the whole time.
Yeah. Jiminy Rickett on the only sentiment that is ever shared about Ashes after you play it for any amount of time. Got to play a couple pre-con games with a friend who was in town recently at the Indy. Said it was much deeper than he expected. Don't have many opportunities to play any card games these days.
Yeah, it is much deeper.
Much deeper than expected. It's got a incredible finish, and you wouldn't expect it to be one of the more cerebral experiences.
Swinging at your Phoenix Born here.
Okay.
These are each 2 strength.
Mm-hmm.
This can't be blocked unless everything else is blocked.
Right, yeah.
This can't be blocked by 1 attack, so both you guys could block the bear.
Yeah.
The bears. And I'm saving this. Not attacking.
Now, a quick question here. If, like, the Night Chase Swallow blocks and is destroyed, can it exhaust something that's already attacking?
Yes, but I, as the attacker, would choose the resolution of the...
So you'd resolve that
thing.
combat last, yeah?
But if I resolve that combat last, you could double exhaust something, right?
Yep.
So I'd probably be likely to resolve the things that I would be okay with you double exhausting
Yeah.
first.
Is Miss Spirit coming at me here?
No, that's the monk, and he's hanging out.
Oh, right, the monk, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I have a blocker, right?
So this Mind Fog Owl, we can go ahead and push that over there because that can't be blocked.
Yeah.
I don't have the bodies. And then we got 2 raptors and 2 raptor herders. And then we got a bear, which is really only 2 attack, equal to the raptor. Not that scary currently.
Yeah, and I don't think I can destroy your swallow even if I if you block anybody.
But if you do have Shatter Pulse, you don't have the dice for it. So we're safe from that. A 2-1 and a 1-1 and a 2-3, but I don't want this at 1 health remaining. It's a Frog away or a Gilder away. I really don't want you to Frog and Gilder to get the Holy Knight, but I think that's where we are as well. Or we literally just swing back for 3. Which is something worth considering for sure. So how much am I taking? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could immediately swing back for 6. Lose 4 life in the exchange. Keep units on the board. I won't block anything.
All right. So we're going 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Call me in the morning. That's right. Hey, that Dua Lipa Tiny Desk was phenomenal.
As somebody said, it's the best thing ever filmed inside a mango.
Inside of what?
Mango? Like the background is all orange.
Oh. That's so good. Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, so you've got a redirect, right? Is that what we're looking at here?
It doesn't redirect. What does redirect cost?
1 knife, as if it's not in your hand. Very clever, very clever.
I see. How proud we are.
He's always been clever.
we see. I got it.
I don't want to commit to anything. That's the problem. Yeah.
Game's good, dude. Looks good too. Look at that screen.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Got the banana birds.
You're at max battlefield here.
Uh-huh.
So I don't even have to worry about the Gilder as long as nothing of yours dies. The redirect would be a problem for that, for me.
It would be a particularly good solution.
Yeah.
For this very moment.
This moment would be a good one.
Yeah.
And you redirect it to one of your units, right? Your Mist Spirit, etc. Now, is it an inexhaustible ghost ability? Does it come into play no matter what, or if it's exhausted, does the ghost not have it? I think it is. Yeah. That unit is so good.
Yeah.
What is wrong with the designer of this game?
I don't think it's too
Nick
good.
let that through?
Yeah. It's great. Dude, yeah, it's inexhaustible. You can't stop it from becoming one with the Force.
Who is this guy?
You strike me down, I'll become stronger than you can imagine. Darth.
You got so many dice and so many cards, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just crazy. This deck's good. Thank you, Philly Cheese.
Thank you, Philly Cheese. Let's use Echo, temporary exhaust on the Spirit, and let's swing 3 at Aradel.
Oogly boogly. I'll take it. You can have it.
Okay.
No redirects here. Man.
That's right. I've been redirect, man.
It's kind of funny. Now you're not inexhaustible.
That's right.
You're not untouchable.
Can't just sit there forever.
Gotta watch out for that chaos gravity, though.
Chaos. Chaos. What a tune. Tune! got some to work with, you know? I think the problem is going to be the top of the next turn.
When I have 8 units. Oh, it's enjoyable. It's fun. I only have 16 health, though.
That's right. We can try to kill.
Yeah. I'll just swing with my monk at your echo.
Echo! 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 It's happening.
Cool. These tokens kind of look like candy.
You want to eat one?
Like, this looks like Jolly Rancher edible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm hungry.
What I'm saying is...
Third time I brought food up today.
Just trying to figure out what winning looks like here.
If you get your camera on your phone out, I can show you.
I don't think there's anything weird that I've got to deal with. We've got one interaction locked and loaded. As long as I sit on these dice and you have one frog, it's the mirror spirit, you know, Mexican standoff. So the moment I spin those dice, you uncork Aradel on another unit, which is not ideal for me. There's a lot here that's not ideal for
Zach
me.
in chat saying, sorry it led you astray. This is my first deck. That's actually amazing. I legit didn't even know Neil was a thing until after I built it. I'm definitely going to put that in the deck to see if it can work out.
Let's do it, Zach. We're going to make this thing sing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the most kneelable board
On the planet. Like, you going first next round, you had a Neil in hand.
Game winner. Chicken dinner, man.
Just a slam dunk from half court, you know?
Mm-hmm. So we're just going to go in an old-fashioned lockup here. I can't mirror... I have to dirtle as long as possible to try to get you to spend dice.
At this point, I'm not going to let you mirror... I'm not going to be without that die.
I know. But then if I spend a die, then you're open to Aradel at your heart's content. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. That is a problem. Got you in the old Cincinnati fencer.
I have one line that might be winning. It just you have 3 cards and 1,000 frogs, so it just doesn't look very winning.
Sometimes you got to play to your outs, right?
Yeah, I'm playing to him.
What are you waiting on?
All right, 3 at Aradel.
Take it.
Okay. Just lock my board down. That's what winning looks like.
Interesting. It's gonna drive you crazy. It's gonna drive you crazy, Steven. I know it's going to.
I know I'm in the driving crazy situation here.
I'm gonna Molten Gold you for 3 damage.
So I see this is a Ashes tournament winning deck. Playing all of the cards that you gotta play.
Just the value.
You still gotta sit on the frog.
Yeah, I sure do.
Indefinite frog sitting is afoot. If I had a way to get dice back, I'd really be in a good situation.
You mean the one thing they took out of the game?
You got 2 cards. 2 cards. Okay. So we actually are going to have to do some thinking. Let's say I end at 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. I don't know. What's up? Okay, let's go. Chaos Gravity.
There it is.
So we've unlocked the frog. We're gonna place 1 exhaustion token on a target unit. Are we out of exhaustion? I've never been out of exhaustion before in this game. It looks so good.
I normally don't play this many cards.
Put 1 here as a placeholder. Oh, I'm about to remove some. I'll resolve it backwards. I'll do the middle one first because it won't matter. Move 1 exhaustion token from a unit to another unit. So I'm actually gonna do this. And then I'll place 1 exhaustion. I guess it didn't solve the problem, does it? I'm gonna remove 1 here.
And then place it.
And I'll place it over here.
It's definitely an owl, right?
Yep. Just making sure. You know, you gotta ask yourself before you do anything fancy. It's one of the owls. All right, you're uncorked here.
Okay. Well. I think what I must do necessarily is frog on your Nightshade.
Yep.
And then fester your Nightshade.
You got it. When it's destroyed, I'll exhaust owl number 2. Owl number 2. Okay. Is there any outskis? Holy Knight's gonna swing for 3 on the bear. Bear value is best value.
You got it.
I could take you to 12, but I don't think that changes the game.
This one might stop you from losing immediately.
Maybe, but only if I draw 1 of the cards.
End of round?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we get. There's 1 here.
We can discard, is that right?
Yeah, after you roll too.
No way.
Yeah, so you can see what you got. Bring on the frogs, man. Let's see if I get that other molten gold. Wouldn't it be nice?
You see what Jason said? Your deck is Philly's famous 4-book Aradel when undefeated in Swiss 5-0. Hard to do against a field of great Ashes players like me. Deck's good. That's what he said.
Seems like it's good.
Why didn't anybody think to build this deck before Philly?
Well, Philly's a genius.
It seems like all the cards that I am always having problems with.
It's literally a stack of those cards.
Afterherders,
All
the stupid monks,
It's the cards that can
the
get
stupid owls.
like weird good value. Both else were double exhausted camp. All right, can he deal 7?
I need a lot of things to go right here, and I'm not convinced currently that they have.
Oxidor's comment was funny.
So am I going first?
You're first now, yeah. Round 3. Ding ding.
Fight.
I would say that. Oh man, this is funny.
You would say what?
This deck's got all the goods, man.
Yeah, I imagine there's shenanigans everywhere here. Just bring in a mirror spirit here. Something tells me I should be bringing in the Nightshade. So at least you have to resolve combats awkwardly. But I'm not sure it's awkward enough. And then you can also just side action Aradel to start. But I don't really think I have anything that's greater than 3. So no matter what, I just have to assume that I'm on 2 units. 1 unit, really. Okay, or you just Molten Gold me and then swing 1 through? Hold on, there might be some winning here. There's not. There's not, by the way.
I don't feel good about your odds.
This doesn't matter. This card doesn't matter. This card doesn't matter. Ergo, Nightshade is the only thing that if you deal with it to prevent a block is useful. So our first thing is we're going to summon a Nightshade as our main. Then we're going to ask, what dice do we need? And to that we're going to say, the Lord's dice, a prayer.
Can I turn these into miracles? What's the conversion rate from Stanley Nichols to Ashley's dice?
And I know I don't need this, which is sad because I would really like to use it. Okay, I'm going to meditate 2 times as a side action. I think actually maybe it doesn't matter, right? You're the one. Go to Horsies and Snakies, and we'll main action summon the Shed.
Echo's unexhausted, right?
Yep, that's right. Thank you.
That's helpful to me. That's why I'm asking.
Why is that helpful? You can exhaust him with Choke, do 1, and then play Molten Gold?
I'm going to play Choke. I'll exhaust Echo and do damage to him. Over to you.
Molten Gold, man, come on. It's crazy. So stupid. I just put the money on the thing and then I put the life on the...
I do the damage with the card.
Hold on, I think I have a reaction to that. Hold on, wait, I got a thing.
Oh, it hurts.
9, 10, 11. There's nothing that matters if you have that Molten Gold.
Yeah, there's a Queen song about that.
What does Molten Gold cost in dice? What you can
roughly 2 frogs per hand.
2 frogs, man. That's my favorite new rapper. Okay.
2 frogs, 1 hop. This time.
Okay, now the next step. Can we wriggle anywhere? So we're in the taking damage reaction process.
From my Choke.
Oh, no, wait, it says as a result. Oh, yeah, and it does the rest. That's right. What's funny, so what's crazy, my win condition was here, right? So like if you hadn't killed the thing, the big bird, you'd have taken 3 more damage. And then I'm actually in spitting distance of victory.
Here?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, because then Holy Knight swings as well. You would have been at 15 of 16.
Mm-hmm.
So actually you would lose here, which is hilarious. So I'm going to play Sympathy Pain. I'm just not convinced where it's going yet. After a wound token is placed here, I can do 2 damage to you or your Phoenixborn, or your units or your Phoenixborn.
So you're saying it was winnable?
I mean, it was winnable if you didn't, use your cards. And now you've got Gilder in the party. But again, it's just Molten Gold. So... Okay. So what did we decide about reactions? Can we react
once a turn?
Just once a turn, straight up.
1 reaction a turn.
Per turn.
Uh-huh. How about them rules? Right here in the brain. Yeah, it's actually incredibly simple. It prevents reaction chains from happening, right? But
that's the only thing that would have saved me here, though.
Well, shucks. Don't you see?
Okay, so coming back around here.
It's so funny.
There's a. Okay, we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Okay, Lightbringer is the key. That prevents the molten gold.
But then, can you not die from my 5 attacks?
That's the question, isn't it? So let's Simony Bane a Raptor. Attack a Raptor. And then the Lightbringer comes out. And then do I die? Do I die? How much do you need to do? 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Block a 2. Well, you got a side action first. So we assume, well, no, you can't kill that. So this is okay here. Let's kill a raptor.
All right. Beautiful alt art off the board.
Over to my turn.
Yep.
So we know. Great chats, man. Great chats. And then we go.
It's a good time to remind everyone.
Yeah, let's take a second. I don't even have my analogy, and I left it in my wife's car this morning.
On the internet, you can find HTPD, water-free vessels. Don't forget Hydro Brain, Hydro Life.
They ship them without water. This one's water-free.
That's right. Can you imagine the shipping expense if they pre-filled them with water?
They want an enjoyable experience right out of the package.
That's right.
You just get right to it. That's funny how your shtick on the advertisement on the stream is just to do it wrong every time. it's like no advertiser would ever actually pay for that.
It's
well, what we do is we just do it
on
wrong.
top of the shtick, you know? Because you had the water advertisement
shtick on shtick.
And then I shtick it further.
All right, here comes Lightbringer. Watch out.
Anesthesia cat. What? No water? That's good.
Good to see Anesthesia Cat in the chat there.
All right,
Common name in the sensation. No, I've got a side action potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having to think so hard to wring this towel of any water that could be wrung. The towel is completely dry, and I'm just sitting there like, surely there's one more drop. Don't call me Shirley. Over to you. You must attack as your main.
Miss Spirit / Monk is going to swing at Aradel. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
I did see that one coming. We're in a whole different world here. Whole different world. Everything's changed.
And yet, everything is the same.
You get a fresh boy
monk,
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Them monks are good.
Mm-hmm. I hate it.
You're close.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate what you're doing. Okay, so then your next action is Molten Gold. So where's, if I should have put that heal in. I thought about putting that heal in.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty soon you're just countering everything, and then you don't have a deck anymore.
Yeah, you're just countering the counter.
There's no way out. You can meditate is the problem. It's the meditation into the molten gold. You know, don't you feel like it should be both? Like main and side?
It would be a lot less playable.
No, it wouldn't.
I would still be playable. It would just be less playable.
Normal? Acceptable?
It'd be fine. I'd still play it.
Exactly. So then it should be that. Then it's too good. I gotta start playing that card. I feel like the nature dice are a little bit over. The nature dice are always terrifying. They do everything so well.
I feel like the nature card should naturally be a little weaker.
Because the die is so strong.
The die is so good.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not a designer.
You're no designer, are you?
That's right. Just a player. Casually at that.
If you didn't have that molten gold, I would be feeling okay. Okay. Inspector Gadget.
I used to love that show.
You know, it's pretty close because I have a second version of Summon Lightbringer in my hand.
You can almost run me out of town. Almost.
All right, I'll show you at least what I'm capable of doing. What do you think about that?
Do your best.
And if I block with Lightbringer, I have to counter? Is that how that works?
If you block. If I'm attacking a unit, you don't have to counter it.
Can I at least threaten 3, 4, 5, 10? You go to 14. That's not even threatening that. Ah! Side die +1, threatening 15. Wrench another 1 out of it to 16. Can we get there? Force a block. No. No matter how many times I look at it, it doesn't get any better.
It's hilarious.
I can only use this once, right? I can't chain out side actions.
No, you can't. Unfortunately.
Molten Gold always finds a way, doesn't it? In there, in the old deck.
MVG.
The old Deckaroonie. Just 9 damage across the course of the game, about half of Phoenixborn's health, just for playing. Just for spending money.
Cost me
2 dice.
Cost me
2 dice.
a fifth of my dice throughout a game.
Pretty good exchange rate, I'd say. Pretty good exchange rate. Okay, so we are officially in the camp that this isn't possible, so we will continue with play.
Take one.
Take one.
Agreed. It was a logical conclusion. It'll kind of be fun to kill you without playing Molten Gold here. Just saying.
It would be fun. Yeah. All right, how about this? Side action Holy Knight. Swing for 4, 5, 6.
Block.
All right, resolutions. What is this?
It's a raptor.
All
Altar.
right, resolve that first.
I do 1 to you. You do 3 to me.
Take 1. I'll resolve this.
I do nothing.
No, wait, hold on. I don't want to resolve that yet. Wait, hold on. Like, send it back. Check this out. Watch this.
You're working too hard here.
Resolve this first.
We defeat each other.
All right, I've got a reaction. After unit I control is destroyed. Shatter Pulse.
Yeah, that's good.
Destroy a target unit is this one.
Yep. You don't take that damage.
And then change 2 dice, frogs,
Mm-hmm.
to basics.
Just make me earn it.
Yeah. Just to spook you
I
a
take
little
3.
bit. Take 4. Got the lion on it.
Ah,
That's
look at
right.
you.
And then the 1 gets soaked.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Womp womp.
Mine? I'll meditate twice.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And then
Why can't I just have any game in my life
I'll play Molten Gold.
that doesn't resort into
burn.
play a card and get the win condition directly? That's why Fab is so fun to me.
Now, to be fair, you're down to 2 dice, right?
What?
You're down to 2 dice here to do this play.
Yeah.
So then, like, even if I don't Molten Gold you just to win.
I'm fine if you win like a normal person.
Naturally.
Yeah. Natty win?
Yeah. Because I think my play ultimately then becomes like, I'm going to Gilder, and then I'm going to Fester your Holy Knight.
Can't fester a Holy Knight.
It is when it's exhausted.
Well, boom. It wouldn't be.
You just exhausted it.
Oh. Billy Golder's the main. You can't double main.
I'm saying.
What are you, a super lion?
I am a Super Lion.
What if I could unexhaust that Holy Knight?
With your 2 dice over there? I don't think so.
I got a Flute Mage. And I'm on the double Mirror Spirit track, boy.
That could get crazy.
Yeah.
I
It's good. All of these interesting interactions and more are available if you don't Molten Gold.
Yeah, well, I did.
But it's fine. There's a... I know that Nick has a very significant understanding of the crop circle that is the Ashes
Crop
template
circle.
archetype balance.
My God.
And I'm sure there's a reason. Like, Molten Gold probably needs to exist for various reasons, or else something else becomes degenerate. It's like a little ecosystem.
It is an ecosystem for sure.
Although I think you can always kill the mosquitoes. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that for years.
It got real practical real quick.
Whatever the ecological consequences are of mosquitoes
Doesn't
being
matter.
extinct is worth it.
It's worth it. No, I fundamentally agree with that take.
It's worth it.
And if mosquitoes going away means the end of humankind, it's a trade that just has to be made.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah. which is to say, it's not worth having humans if mosquitoes exist.
That's right, yeah. Talking about philosophy, here we go.
It's airtight, clearly. Irrefutable. What's up, everybody? Well, thanks for joining us. Charlotte, it's good to see you live there. That's cool.
Philly Cheese, good deck. That's a really good deck.
That's supposed to be the best deck in the meta.
I don't know, that's true.
5-0.
Is that true?
It's undefeated.
5 whole wins, eh?
I mean, like 5-0 in like the the gauntlet, the circuit where like the real
Where it
players
matters.
are playing.
Yeah, it just means people haven't figured it out yet. But there's a lot of really good cards.
Figured out what? Although I do think adding a couple Neils here, that is a very different match.
Yeah, absolutely. Which says nothing about the deck.
And that's where the power through goes. So Holy Relics on the bird. That was
fun.
okay. That was okay.
That was interesting, to say the least.
It's a fine. That's just a fine card to have. I think the weakest stuff for me on this run through was Flute Mage. Flute Mage is just competing with so many good Sympathy dice plays in this deck. It becomes very difficult to actually find the moment for it. Because Chaos Gravity a lot of times is consuming those dice also.
Chaos Gravity's so good.
Yeah, it's where you're there.
Echo's so good.
That's why you're there for sure. Raptor Herder is a good include given that situation. That's why you have it. Power Through probably is the one that goes. Although you continue to look at like Swallows at 2/2 do work. Essence Druid is interesting. I actually think this unit is not good for this deck because you already have big unit answers, and she's an answer to big units. 4 health, -2 attack. She can block like big stuff.
Mm-hmm. You can already exhaust big units.
Yeah, so I feel like exhaustion is my answer to that. So this is probably where I would look at my cuts. I think these 4 slots are kind of the floaters.
I definitely think Neil needs to be in there.
I think it's 3 Neil.
It's so good, especially with those mirror spirits.
Yeah.
Like if you exhaust 4 or 5 of my units and then get a 6 attack unit or something out, it's wild.
Yeah, I think it's 3 Neil, and then I think your flute mages become way more relevant whenever Neil goes in. Oh, I should probably top down this, huh?
Apparently, Jason's saying Philly didn't win the season it played. Mayone's Snake deck actually won. The 4-book has some hard counters, namely Meteor, which you could also be playing.
What's the dice on that?
It's technically Angels.
It's kind of the same kind of answer. Yeah, if you're on Mirror Spirits, I think Neil is the only answer we need.
Yeah. Neil is preferable in your deck, I think. It's cheaper and it doesn't affect your units in a negative way.
And then you kind of got to ask, Mirror Spirit is such a strong win condition. I wonder if there's a way to protect him. Like a side action buff, like plus life, or can't be damaged. There's that law that does that, some weird stuff.
Yeah.
There's that one that continually...
-1 damage to everything or something.
Yeah. Law of something or other. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at. So I think I'm on 3 Neil, and then I probably got 1 slot that I'll float and maybe do a little research into what could go in there.
Yeah, it definitely feels close, though.
It feels good. It's close to kind of having the answer suite that you feel like you need in Ashes.
Yeah, because you got essentially you have to be able to build swarms, which Neil's a great answer for. You have to be able to deal with big things, which you have enough exhaustion to do easily. And then you have to have a way to just make sure you're getting damage through. So,
what's the search for any card?
Open Memories.
Is that a heart card?
Mm-hmm.
1
Basic
heart
and
and
hard,
2.
I think.
That might be worth my 4th slot. If I'm gonna have specific answers like Neil and Law of Grace, it probably makes sense to.
Do you have Golden Veil in?
I don't. Maybe 1.
That's a fine way to protect your spirit from any out of hand play.
Yeah.
It obviously wouldn't prevent Aradel. Aradel is specifically good against that card.
Yeah, that one.
Because I just have a 2 damage thing on tap. So you would need something that prevents a damage. There's that card that I didn't think was very good at first. It's like a shield.
Everybody's into
Particle
it now.
shield?
Particle Shield. I think it's an illusion card. We'll just see. We'll just see. I mean, Golden Veil might be the right answer. We'll take a look. We'll take a look. Yeah, I agree. I think it performed pretty well given the onslaught that was at foot.
Yeah, no,
there were a couple of outs that could have been realized if you were just a little bit worse.
Jason made a good point too. Neil is really good with Echo, specifically because you can use the side action to exhaust your own unit, kneel the board, and then it gets
bring
unexhausted.
it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm feeling it. Okay.
Yeah, Neil's one of
my
my
favorite
Zach.
Cards. We're doing this thing. We're making it happen.
You took our faces off and then stayed on the down.
Oh, right.
That's so funny.
Are we up here? There we go. We need a producer, an unpaid intern producer.
Golden Veil stops there now.
Anything. It stops anything, huh?
Spell or ability.
I hate cards like Golden Veil, but I might be running a few of them.
When you have a unit like with the snake, it's so important.
It's so important with the bear and the snake.
You just have to stop whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. Let's zoom out. Hey, thanks for joining us for another week of Ashes. It's just a pleasure to be hanging out with this game in particular, having a good time at the pace that I feel like is really a great Ashes pace.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Just two Ashes players sitting down,
drinking a cocktail,
and having a fun time making decisions.
Yeah,
that's really what we're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the amount of not stress that was put on me this fine day. It means it's a good deck.
That is mean. Yeah, it's playing it's smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth like jazz.
Meantime, I was just struggling to find an out, but there was a few that were close.
Yeah, it would have been impressive if you crossed that threshold. You were this close.
We were this close. Thanks everybody for joining us. If you're just watching this and you're thinking, maybe I should jump in, you should. And here's what you should do. You should get the core set off of Plaid Hat Games website.
I think they're out of stock right now.
Well, then you're a host. So
there's more coming. I think the reprint it should be in the next month too. You can also buy individual decks and they have the individual dice packs technically.
You can also buy the upgrade packs from us. We got some upgrade packs. So I was gonna say get the core set, so that might be a little time before you can do that. Then buy the upgrade kit from us, only us. And then get on the subscription so that the game keeps getting printed. And then collect the back catalog as desired.
As necessary. Funko asking what's tomorrow. I think it's Wyvern.
Wyvern.
Yeah.
Wyvern is how we say it in Chelsea.
Wyvern. Give me
You guys ever play Wyvern CCG?
Wyvern. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's an old wild card game. We'll see you there.
What's that Napoleon Dynamite? That egg guy? You know, remember that egg guy?
Don't know. All I remember from Napoleon Dynamite is see those mountains over there, boy.
Yeah, it's a good movie. All right, see you guys later. Take care.